Welcome to Throwback Thursday, where I play a game that I've already reviewed in the past. And this week I'm doing a request from BT, who asked me to play Gremlins on the Atari 2600. Alright, so first round you catch a bunch of Mogwai who are trying to eat the burgers at the bottom of the screen. I'm playing as a balding Billy. This is, just by looking at him, he has that horseshoe haircut. This must take place way down the line, years after, decades after Gremlins, if I'm supposed to believe that that's him. Now here come the gremlin eggs. And now I gotta do the shooter portion and blast away the gremlins that come to life. So even though they, I stopped them all from eating after midnight, they still laid the eggs, or they still, transformed into the cocoons. Well, here they come like mad now. I think I have it on the advanced difficulty. I'm not 100% sure. So I think that they're. I knew I was gonna let one go in this. Oh no, never mind. 2, 3 of them have eaten after midnight, and now 5 out of the 8. So I gotta say, Gremlins is not one of those. I go back to it fairly regularly during the holidays. It's not every single year. Yeah, I definitely did start off on the higher difficulty, because now it says I'm on level 7. This is only the 3rd one. So it started me off at 5 to start. I don't go to it every single year, but quite often I do check in and rewatch Gremlins. I let them to eat every single one of them. So that's going to be the end of me, I believe. Oh, here we go. We got time for some more. Oh my god. The Atari game, though, not quite as good as as its counterpart. And I liked Gremlins 2, the new batch. It wasn't as good, but it was fun. It was silly, that's for sure. But I liked the change in tone and its self-parody. And they took the piss of it a little bit. I had this idea for Gremlins 3, which would have been... Alright, so the deal with Mogwais, or Mogwai, I think that's the pluralization, is that if they get wet and they multiply, and if you feed them after midnight, then they'll turn into a gremlin. They'll go into the cocoon and become a gremlin. Billy was warned about this, and everybody was warned about this when he purchased Gizmo. Didn't say anything about the multiplication. Just said, hey, don't feed him after midnight. What they never really explored in any of these movies is what would happen with Gizmo if he ate after midnight and became a gremlin. And I think my idea for the 3rd Gremlins would be, there's a Gremlins outbreak, and it's much worse than it was in the first movie. It's like, maybe it's across like an entire state or some. It expands way beyond the outbreak that we had in Gremlins 1, and Gizmo decides, okay, the best way to fight fire with fire is if I'm speaking for Gizmo here. He voluntarily eats after midnight and becomes a gremlin. And the reason being is why he wouldn't be an evil gremlin is because the gremlins are just personification, or gremlin version. They maintain the personality of the Mogwai. The Mogwai who multiplied in after getting wet were always dickheads, so they became dickhead gremlins. If Gizmo ate after midnight and became a gremlin, he would just be a more powerful version of himself as in gremlin form. So he would intentionally eat after midnight, become a gremlin, and lead the charge in in taking down the gremlins, sacrificing his cute self for his gremlin self. And I think, am I done now? That was the last life. No, I guess I have no more extra lives, as it were. That's what those icons symbolize. So that was my idea for Gremlins 3. You know, kind of go back to the darker tone of the first movie. And it's not too late to do it either. You still got Howie Mandel. And I'm sure you could dig up what's-his-name out of the archives to reprise his role as Billy. So there you go, Gremlins on Atari. I didn't point out the whole time during my long-winded rant there that yeah, you don't lose lives from the Mogwai eating the burgers. You only lose them when the Gremlins come after you. So, that was I discovered that while I was doing all that ranting. Anyway, that's it for Gremlins. That's it for this week's Throwback. If you have any requests, feel free to leave them in the comments for games that I've already reviewed, and we'll play in these Throwback Thursdays. So that's it for this week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.